Hey, what's going on, guys? Back at it with another training reflection video. So this week's training was actually a deload. So things, weren't too difficult. Everything was kind of chill, and I'll get more into like the factors on my training this week, especially on Sunday. But yeah. So here we're warming up on bench, and actually something we implemented on bench recently with my coach, Deadlift Poppy 93, is we changed the touch point, like of where I'm touching the bar on my chest, and I mean you don't see it here on this top single. I actually started doing it more on the back downs, but instead of tucking the elbows as much as I'm used to, I'm touching a little bit higher, and what that's going to do is going to promote more stackage, um, and I'm not pushing back as much and having it be really sloppy. And this is actually how I used to bench. Honestly, like a month ago, I think I just really started focusing on decreasing my range of motion, but because of that, there was less stackage. So off the chest actually came kind of slow, and normally on bench off the chest I'm super fast. Um, so yeah, but it's normally like the midpoint of the bench is like my sticking point because of that. But we do see the change implemented here, and though I mean those sets moved well, but it was just 97.5 kilos, so like it's not a huge indicator, but we'll see on Thursday's bench single coming up that you could definitely see it. But yeah, easy kind of rep work here, and obviously I have my accessories after that. Back downs moved well, top single moved all right. I was really fatigued going into this week. I knew I really needed this SPD day. I mean, this deload week, and I know that the break I just got is gonna benefit me a lot. So that was me warming up on squat, 100 kilos. This is 120 kilos. This camera angle is a little weird. I shouldn't have done that, but I just kind of wanted to try it out. I'm actually thinking of doing this again, but I'm gonna have the camera sideways and use the wide angle lens on the iPhone. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So 120 moved well. This is 140 right here. Nothing. Um, Depth was kind of iffy today just because my hips were a bit tight, but you know, we still hit it. Um, I remember squats this day feeling particularly odd. Like nothing was firing like 100%. I do not know why. Everything still moved, but I felt like a little off balance, which is odd for me because we've been really focusing on grounding on the Sunday work. But yeah, it just felt really off. But this is my top single, 160. I took this for reps the week before. Um, I've been blowing up all my singles, so that was just average. It didn't move as fast as I wanted it to, but then again, like I was fatigued and everything wasn't firing correctly. I really didn't feel any like relief from the fatigue until later on in the week. But these are my back downs. I had 145 kilos for sets of five on my back downs, and they all move pretty smooth. I think going into this block, we're gonna actually be doing top sets. So like I'll have a top single and then a top set of whatever that back down is, like fives or fours, and then drop the weight a little bit on the remaining sets. So yeah, I mean I did actually do that here, um, but that's something I'm normally not used to doing. I'm used to doing three straight sets of the same weight. So we'll see how that goes. I think it'll actually benefit me a lot because we've really been pushing it on squat, and it's been awesome. But at the same time, it kind of sucks. Like that workload has had me so fatigued. But yeah, can't complain. Back downs felt good. I mean, I was a little bit cooked because of fatigue, but I can't complain. But yeah, let's see. We're getting up into my warm ups right after this set on bench, and I'm actually really happy with these Thursday SBD days because they keep me in the gym for a long time, but also like I get to practice doing SBD, and I think that's been really beneficial for my training. Really upped my work capacity because I wasn't used to that before. But as you can see here, I'm doing this new touch point, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm touching a little bit higher on my chest. Well, basically at the bottom of my chest instead of like my top, um, well, the top like area where my ab would be. But yeah, um, top single 115 kilos, 2.5 kilos below what I hit on Monday, and this flew. I mean Tuesday, excuse me. Tuesday's single didn't move like terribly, but that just absolutely flew. Honestly, it was negligible, and normally my secondaries suck, so I was really happy with that. Back down's 100 kilos, just I think triples, so it was really easy. Good tech work, can't complain. Here, warming up on deadlift, and you know what? I think tech is starting to feel really good right now. I think things are really clicking on deadlift. I know I've been saying that for the past few weeks, but I think things are starting to like really come to fruition. I was really feeling that like pull the chest through, get the back fired up type of situation, and then tension and slack out of the bar just gets pulled out, stopped like a couple inches off the floor, and then finished the rep. Blockout was feeling real snappy. But this was my top pause single, I believe. So that's 165 kilos, which I think is what one. I mean, 165 is like 364 or something like that. 360 around that range. You know, nothing crazy heavy, but felt good. And you see that it was snappy as fuck. After I blocked that out, I sent that to hell. So yeah, back downs, they move pretty well. I mean, it's just 155 kilos, so nothing crazy, but I'm just really happy with how deadlift tech is coming together. I don't think I'm back to peak deadlift strength. I'm definitely not moving the same weights that I used to, but I'm not that far behind, and this was a deload week. And especially after Sunday, I'm starting to get a little more encouragement. I know I was feeling really discouraged last Sunday, the other week, and you saw how those deadlifts moved. They were just absolutely horrible. But really here, I think technique is starting to really come through. Setting up with a closer toe angle, setting up with a closer foot stance, and then really wedging myself in, and it pulls that slack out of the bar, popping up, and then locking out, and things feel money. So I can't complain. All right, we're on day 3, which is my tertiary bench day. And this is where I do tempos. But the one thing that we just changed is we're doing a 3-1 tempo, 3-1-0 tempo instead of a 3-3-0 tempo, which is really nice because I just really get to focus on the descent, pause for a second, and then press up. And then obviously the 4 sets of doubles is really nice. Everything moved fine here. I'm actually really happy that we progressed and we're not doing 97.5 kilos anymore. We're doing 100. I mean, we did do 100 last week with the 3-3-0 for the top of the block. But now I think consistently we're gonna be going up now, which is great because I haven't really been progressing on these. We just kind of kept it the same, which I've had no problem with because it is tech work. But all in all, pretty happy with the results. I was really not feeling great about the first 2 sets, but I think I did redeem myself on these last 2 because I really focused on slowing down the tempo, pause real quick, and pressed up. Really focusing on leg drive, was using the long neck cue to kind of sit on my neck and traps. Arch was feeling good. Yeah. Another thing, I'm going to stop using wrist wraps on bench. I don't know if you could tell, but I do bench with kind of like a internally rotated like Japanese style grip, so I don't need the wrist wraps, so we're getting rid of that. But yeah, other than that, on bench we've been doing a lot more pre-bench mobility. I did some bridges and a lot like some thoracic stretching and cat cows, and it's really been helping me. But now we get to Sunday. Sunday is my school secondary squat day and my main deadlift day. So here we're just warming up on pause squats. Squats felt really good here, and I think that the focus on grounding has been really helping me, just feel the floor, and it feels great. However, Sunday, I did not feel great just because that Saturday I went to go pick up my dog, and I was in the car all day. The day before, I barely got to sleep that night because my dog was keeping me up, and I barely got to eat because I was in the car. So even though all the factors were off on Saturday, it led to me training not being great on Sunday, but I still was able to execute. this was my program top single, 150 kilos or 330 pounds, and you're gonna see here that it flies. It moved about as fast as last week's top squat single, which was 160 kilos. So that's okay. I mean, this was a deload week. It doesn't really matter that training wasn't 100% on Sunday, just because like it's a deload, so it's not like we're ramping it up. I wasn't pushing like crazy weights, but things definitely felt harder. These triples, back down pause triples, normally feel absolutely negligible. And I don't know if you could tell, but I am pushing a little bit. Definitely didn't overshoot the RPE or anything, but it was definitely a little bit more of a stressor compared to previous weeks pause squat triples. So yeah, this was my last triple. Moved well. I was really hyped up in the gym today because of the vibes were just on point, but I was just tired. But yeah, warming up here on deadlift, and man, like things felt really good. I think my hips are really close to the bar. I'm really feeling that wedge, and as soon as I like pull myself into position, like the bar is floating. I use a tiny bit of leg drive to and pull my back and use that to pull the slack out of the bar, and it's been really working for me. The bar just literally just pops. But then again, nothing moved too crazy, just because of how tired I was and all the factors on Saturday. But I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, so can't complain. Anyway, this is 150 kilos for a warm up. Felt great. I kind of shifted just because the plates were a little out of whack. But then I fixed that here. Last warm up, 170 kilos or 375 pounds, and it still moves well. I mean, slow off the floor, quick lockout, whatever. But my top single was programmed for 185 kg to 190 kg. I chose 185 because I knew how tired I was. I'm not disappointed with how this moved. It was calm and it wasn't that hard. It just was slow just because of how tired I was, but I didn't feel too strained. So yeah, I can't complain. But anyway, we are back finally to high rep work on deadlifts. I think this is really where my deadlift shines when I'm doing crazy high rep work, because I don't know. I think like technique just feels the best, and I just keep going into repetitions in the same technique, and really forces me to stay patient with every rep. And yeah, this first set did not feel amazing. I was pretty tired, but it is what it is. But the second set actually felt fucking fantastic, and I'm really happy with the direction deadlift is going. I was really just banging these out this set. I got a little sloppy in the middle of the set with some hip rise, a tiny bit. Like, I think the next 2 reps I do, here, and the next one. But yeah, I mean, that's all for this week. Nothing too exciting, but we're gonna be ramping it up next week, and then we're gonna peak and taper soon. So thanks guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace. Have a good one.